Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Majin Starcraft. Sorry about the delay, but basically I've been going to the doctors and having a little bit of medical problems, and in fact I am gonna have surgery on Tuesday, so I don't know how videos are gonna go from there. It's not anything important, it's something minor, but it might actually prevent me from being able to talk or cast for 2 or 3 days, we'll see. But furthermore, let's get to today's game. Today's game, as you can probably see, it's a Terran versus Terran between something, which is NS Worker, and oGsKkoMa. So Oma and Worker are fighting a mirror match right here on Steps of War. So we're gonna see exactly what these two players have to give in terms of Terran versus Terran. Frankly, I think that Terran versus Terran is probably the most exciting mirror matchup. That's just my opinion. To me, Zerg comes to a close second, and Protoss is really Zerg versus Zerg a close second, and Protoss versus Protoss in a very last place. Seriously, Protoss versus Protoss is just boring to me, but hey, that's just my opinion. I love Terran versus Terran because usually in Terran versus Terran you'll see one guy going standard Marine Marauder medevac and go with a very mobile army, while another you'll see him counter it with static defenses. The problem is each build is a counter to the other. Tanks are awesome against Marine Marauders, but Marine Marauders are really good against tanks if used properly. So yeah, you're in a basic situation where you have two plays that are really powerful against one another. Tanks with good positioning can really destroy a Marine Marauder army. However, if they don't have good positioning, stim, fume, goodbye tanks. Well, wait, I had 6 tanks. Yeah, well, the Marauders one-shotted them. So it's all about positioning. Right now, both players fairly similar in builds, expansions on very similar times, one racks, sending out a Marine right here for the defensive, so securing an expansion. Both players pretty much identical build at this point. Right now, Oma is securing his both gas, while finally Worker is going for the gas as well. So yeah, everything seems to be hunky-dory. For the moment, nothing really special. Scouting inside the Red Terran's base. Oma gets scouted. Gonna see that he's on an identical path. So both players really not differentiating each other at the moment. There's a factory. We'll see what Worker decides to lay down. Does he go for a factory? Will he try barracks? We shall see, but so far he's actually trying to apply some pressure. Has destroyed that building SCV, and a lot of SCVs coming here. So we have 4 Marines on the attack versus 2 Marines and a lot of SCVs. And this is actually very dangerous because Worker can pick off quite a couple of Harvesters. Let's check out the income. As you can see, the Harvesters for Oma have gotten down, but almost losing all those Marines. And this is also, despite the fact that he's behind in Harvesters, he also has a lot of Harvesters pulled off the mineral line, setting down a bunker for the defensive. So pretty much Worker has been on the offensive with 1 racks and nothing more, and factory as well. So very nice, actually destroying the economy, but now again similar builds. Oma actually going for the 1-1-1 build. Well, 1-1-1 build after an expansion, but hey, we can work with that. And here we have 4 Marines inside the bunker, and now this ramp will be secure. There's nothing's gonna run up there. And as you can see, pretty much Worker is doing the exact same thing, slowly saturating his expansion. Same here, a scan going down to see what's up. Gonna see 2 factories, so there's another difference in builds. 1-1-1 and 1-2 and 1-2. 2 factories. 1 factory is going a tech lab, let's see, and a starport. What will this factory do? Will it be another tech lab to pump out tanks? I mean, will we see mass tanks from From Worker, I don't know. Let's see. Yes, there's a tank on the way for Worker. I suppose that we will soon see Siege Tech on the way. There's a tech lab for the Starport, which is really weird. No, I'm sorry. Omo was getting tank. I'm an idiot. Right now, Worker is going for Hellions. A reactor on this one. This one is bringing out a Hellion. So I might think that this is going to lift off, land, build another reactor, and put the starport on the tech lab maybe. God, this game is very micro intensive. Nope. Instead it's actually blue flamed Hellions versus siege tanks with siege mode. Banshee on the way. Banshees are gonna be really good against both Hellions and tanks, but no such luck. So Worker immediately responds with laying down missile turrets. His engineering bay is up, so he does get the possibility of laying down missile turrets. Where is that? There's the engineering bay. And you gotta love at pro level positioning of buildings. In a sense, you might think that this doesn't affect them. You rarely see building positioning like this affect your game, but it doesn't affect the game at this point simply because everybody does it. Everybody has good building positioning, trying to lay down walls, trying to make robust things that you can't break through to reach the new line of buildings, and on low-level plays you won't see that, and you might find your entire base cluttered with buildings that just confuse you and basically help your opponent take you down. Here's a Banshee. There is a Viking in the air to defend against it. Very nice, actually. One Viking to defend against one Banshee. And there are a couple of missile turrets. Any missile turrets in the middle line? Nope, just one. But the Viking will chase away the Banshee quite easily. Let's check out the units tab. We have 2 tanks for oGsKkoMa, while 1 tank for Worker. Worker does have 3 Hellions here with Blue Flame. The problem is the Blue Flame Hellions are not going to be effective because they have to run this gauntlet, and not going to happen. Siege tanks should be sieging up right now because Siege Tech is finished. Production tab, we have Stim on the way and Siege Tech for Worker. So both players choosing to go macro. No real action as of yet. So far the only guy who laid down some pressure was Worker with 3 Marines, managed to do the damage, but in the end he also suffered the cost of the damage. And as you can see, oGsKkoMa is still behind in harvest account and slightly behind in mineral harvesting. Certainly not fairly equal, but I don't know, is Worker not laying down mules? I think he isn't. Yeah, he's very slow. He's forgetting to lay down some mule, which would give him a harvester advantage, income advantage, while oGsKkoMa is probably using the mules to the best of his abilities. I'm an idiot. Here are the Hellions. I'm an idiot. Why the fuck did I miss that? And here are the Hellions to do a lot of damage in the main base. God damn it! I was talking about something and missed all of this. Here comes the tank to take out the Hellions, and now the Hellions are gonna run away. I'm trying to run away. Only 2 Hellions. No, the 2 Hellions are deciding to sacrifice themselves and get as many SCPs as possible. And as you can see, bringing a 39 number back to 30. So 15 harvested advantage for Worker right now. God, I really should pay attention to the map. Well, on the plus side, I still am feeling pretty sick about my medical condition, and I'm also at 2 AM in the morning. And yeah, speaking of which, if you're gonna wait up for Majin Dead Space, don't wait up, it's coming tomorrow. Yeah, I'm not gonna stay out another, I don't know, 4 hours, because it's gonna take a lot to encode this one. And here's a little bit of encounter. All those here will get blown to smithereens, and now the tanks are gonna do some damage. This is very nice play because normally you get vision with the flying units, and your tanks can just nuke. But right now, the flying units for oGsKkoMa are not being allowed in there, and now it's tanks versus tanks, not forcing a scan on the low ground to see the units. And there's a nice ballet in the air. So right now, oGsKkoMa did force a scan to force a scan for vision, and now it's I don't know, it's a very, very interesting build. There's another, thanks to the hot vision from the flying units, tanks just pounding, 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 because Worker does not have vision here. Let's switch to the Worker cam. As you can see, he cannot see here, while oGsKkoMa can pretty much see the limit. And here comes a couple of aliens to get the vision, and his own tanks are shelling everything, but the problem is the number of tanks is really similar, so if you have tanks versus tanks, not so good. And here comes a Banshee. Great position for the Banshee to snipe off one lonely siege tank, and as you can see, the tanks are still bombarding this bunker, and once this bunker goes down, the Marines will go down. Here comes 3 Vikings to take out the Banshee. Yes, that will keep the tank safe from the Banshee, and now the Vikings are giving vision, but here come more Vikings. So fairly similar build. This is why I love Terran versus Terran. You just can't keep up with the action. Meanwhile, the Worker has expanded up here, but oGsKkoMa being relentless, just trying to turtle and keep Worker in his base. Now a good transition, sadly impossible at this point because of all the factories, would be drops. Marine Marauders inside the base, just a small force. Damn, take a look at all these tech buildings just waiting to be destroyed. But apparently the one who's actually transitioning is oGsKkoMa. oGsKkoMa is actually getting a lot of Marines right now. Well, not a lot. Production tab says 2 more Marines on the way, but he only has 2 barracks, both with tech labs, but a lot of Marines are queued. Oh, wow, whoa, 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 here comes the Marines. But the Hellions are here for defensive, and yes, all those Marines are gonna get burned to a tiny crisp. And now Worker has a chance to counterattack if he manages to run inside the main. Does he have the possibility and the position? Yes, I think he will. I think he will. A little bit getting shelled there, but yes, running inside the main, and watch, Harvester burn, Harvester burn, Harvester burn, Harvester burn. Oh my god, we need to see that number drop. Let's see that number drop. 43, and now didn't do that much damage really, but still doing quite a significant amount. And right now oGsKkoMa, despite the fact that he has locked Worker inside the base, he is behind because he's only on 1 expansion. Finally he decides to expand, building another command center and another, so he's gonna go double expo, probably even go for the high yield. Here comes another small force here to try and attack this, but Worker being very cautious and in position to defend against that, and nice sieging up to defend that line, and Hellions running away. But the Hellions, I don't think they'll be able to run inside the base. No, they will not. Gonna get shelled, and gonna get shelled by normal tanks. And there's a nice scan to bombard the tanks. So again, tank versus tank bombardment, but now a couple of tanks are out of position. So every single player losing units. There is 1 lonely Hellion here who will die to 1 Marauder. This bear just standing there and showing the ass to the burning Hellion. Interesting, a sensor tower with a nice positioning to try and keep an eye out for any kind of drops. Wow. Slowing down the game at the moment, both players are, but nope, here we go, another encounter, lots of Vikings in the air, all these Vikings landing just to be on the safe side, because because the blue Vikings cannot land. Red versus blue, I just realized we have red versus blue, Halo Wars. So all these Vikings might just land and do some really neat damage. This is what Worker needs right now to harass. Meanwhile, oGsKkoMa is he's also moving out and trying to secure this position. However, because right now Worker's God, I'm getting confused. oGsKkoMa's troops are separated, and the Worker has them all clumped up, so he can push forward, taking out that small force. And right now, Worker is slowly getting split across the middle, and very nice. Gonna deny oGsKkoMa the high yield expansion. Gonna lose a command center. There's 400 resources that he's not gonna get back. All the siege tanks just will sieging up and waiting for this thing to land. It will not land. The Vikings doing the damage. Meanwhile, oGsKkoMa has secured this expansion and probably will be sending a lot of SCVs there, but right now, as you can see, you can clearly see a line forming across this map, which is great on Jungle Basin. Yes, this is Jungle Basin. It's Steps of War, you idiot. Stop pretending like being late is an excuse for sucking. No, it is not. Focus. So yeah, let's focus. You can clearly see Steps of War being split in half right now. So we'll see exactly which player has the better positioning. Worker almost mined out his main, his natural is fully saturated, his third is going strong as well, but he does need to expand pretty soon. Meanwhile, oGsKkoMa has almost completely drained his main, his natural is almost drained, he needs to expand here, and his fourth that he was hoping for is not gonna happen. It's actually being secured by Worker. So in this position I would recommend trying to go for this one. The high yield is in a very dangerous position for both players because, as you can see, just such a small distance to attack from here or here. So now the map is clearly spreading and getting broken down the middle. If I was to choose a favorite, if I was to say that somebody was being favored at this point in the game, I would have to say that Worker is in a slightly better position at the moment. As you can see, securing another expansion, probably gonna take this one. He has a lot more expansions, he's lost less units, and he's really pushing forward. And here we'll go, Vikings to Vision, Vikings to Vision, the Vikings for the Vision. These just outside the siege range, just outside the siege range. This is just splitting down the middle. Oh my god, just a little bit of vision. There we go, one tank going down. Will this tank go down? What tank will fall? There we go. So both players losing a tank. This tank gonna go down. Bam bam. So the map is split down the middle, and siege lines galore, for both these players. This is just an awesome game. This is why I love TVT. You just see these splits and you know that something. Oh, there's a scan, nice scan, and gonna shoot. There's a couple of SUVs to repair, but now that tank goes down, and I suppose this tank will go down. And who gets out the shot first? Nice, soaking up the damage with the Hellion. So and this tank survives. And you know it's coming, you know something extraordinary is coming when all this siege line, when this incredible siege line, and this incredible siege line is and these two siege lines are gonna face one off in a giant, explosive battle. Right now, if there's one thing I would really love to see, is nukes. Armory going down, so we might see some upgrades for those vehicles, or we might see Thors, who knows? At this point, what I would really love is to see nukes. Lots of sensor towers for both players, so both players are pretty much aware of what's going on. But now oGsKkoMa is trying to secure up high yield. However, the high yield is in a very dangerous position compared to Worker's high yield. As you can see, Worker has this defended. oGsKkoMa does not. oGsKkoMa does not. Here come Hellions, and Hellions are gonna pick off this and gonna pick off the expansion. Are they gonna try? No, gonna try and pick off transferring harvesters. What is coming to face the Hellions? Oh my god, the Hellions are running inside the base, gonna do a lot of damage. Gotta switch to the income tablets, watch the harvester count drop. The Hellions are actually stopping to do some more damage. They need to chase more harvesters. A lot of harvesters coming in here. What is Worker doing? Worker is not controlling these Hellions. He's pretty much sacrificed them, but he's still taking out a lot of harvesters. 45, Jesus, from 62. Did you see that number drop? Did you see it? Great hit by oGsKkoMa, by Worker right there. oGsKkoMa taking a huge hit. As I said, this was really bad. This was completely undefended, and that big ball of Hellions just moved forward, and now trying to move forward with a couple of tanks, but the tanks are shelling the other tanks. There's a scan. Vikings, so very nice bombardment from both players. Gonna try and move up. No, insta-bombing on the tank. More tanks ready to siege up. However, thanks to the vision from these guys, this tank is gonna go down. Whoa, oh, here comes another tank. That one's gonna blow up. Will oGsKkoMa lose? There's more scans to get the vision. And I think everything is outside everything else's range right now. Right outside each other's range. As you can see, there are a lot of lines. Let's select all the tanks. Let's also select this guy's tanks. Look at all the lines. How do you keep track of all these lines, siege lines? These are all range limits. How do you keep track of that? So oGsKkoMa using all of his mules on the high yield to try and regain the fact that he's lost so many harvesters. He lost over 20 harvesters in that Hellion attack. Another small push by oGsKkoMa. oGsKkoMa can't by oGsKkoMa because Worker can't see behind the brush, and it's so close. Here's another 2 scanner sweeps, and this tank will blow up. Will it blow up? Will it blow up? There's another scan. Everything is outside the range. Everything is outside the range. Look, just outside workers' lines. Ah, this is so good. It's just nerdgasmic. Meanwhile, Worker apparently has a small army here. Gonna try and stim in. Gonna try and run in. Will he get the run in? As I said, Marine Marauders are good against tanks if tanks are not in a good position. But in this case, we do have a significant number of tanks shelling one small spot. Guess what happened? Splat. That's what happened. Splat. Production tab says we have Ravens, Terran vehicle plating level 2. Weapons level 2, ship plating level 1, weapons level 1, all 4 workers. So Worker is going all out on the harvesters. He does have a fusion core. Oh my god, battle cruisers, I didn't see battle cruisers operational. You know how a lot of people say Thor is here? Well, I get to say battle cruisers operational. Who called in the fleet? Battle cruisers and Vikings. This is a powerful combination right now, because battle cruisers will just melt. I mean melt everything in the tanks, while the Vikings can keep the battle cruisers alive from these Vikings. So it's gonna come down to very, very close play. Because right now oGsKkoMa does have a lot more Vikings than Worker. So here come Vikings and battle cruisers versus Vikings, and battle cruisers take up a lot of damage. This battle cruiser almost dying there. Nice, gonna try and snipe off a battle cruiser. One battle cruiser goes down. That's an expensive unit. One more battle cruiser on the way. So far oGsKkoMa hasn't gone anything strange. He hasn't gone Thors, he hasn't gone nukes. Nukes are very good in this type of positioning, in this type of match. Here come more trying to snipe off the battle cruiser. So it's Vikings versus Vikings, but these Vikings outnumber. And here comes some battle cruiser gonna snipe off maybe a couple of Vikings. So it's coming down to micro, and will oGsKkoMa be able to snipe off the battle cruisers before the Vikings can defend them? And then another battle cruiser will go down. Will it go down? Yes, another battle cruiser goes down, and those are huge hits. As you can see, the economy is, the unit loss tab is very similar. Production tab says we have a lot more Vikings, one more battle cruiser, 3 more Vikings, and right now a Worker is transitioning into Thors, so we get to see Thors. I'm not gonna say Thor this here in that stupid accent. I got to say battle cruiser operational, and that is good for me. A lot of Marines, but Marines are not that good against battle cruisers. Watch them burn. Watch Marines burn. Don't run away. A battle cruiser can beat these. A battle cruiser can honestly beat these, but the Vikings not so much. So yeah, what I really wanted to say now that I have a brick in the action is that in this type of situation, a really powerful unit is a ghost with a nuke. Why? This is a ghost with a nuke, or 2 nukes even, could easily do a lot of damage to these fixed positions. Lay down a nuke here and lay down a nuke here, and you open up your opponent. You force him to move, and you can move in. Here come a couple of more Vikings in. 2 more battle cruisers. There's a scan. Gonna see it. He does have 4 Vikings here. 1 Viking is down, and now we only 3 Vikings against 2 Vikings and a battle cruiser. The Marines, watch the Marines burn. The Marines are doing damage to the battle cruiser. Just see, it's going down. I mean, it's lost 200 health, but all those Marines are burned to a crisp. And now the battle cruisers are gonna do damage to this expansion and gonna take it out. One lonely Viking can actually beat battle cruisers with good micro. But here comes a lot of Vikings, and now this battle cruiser is gonna get lost. He is knowing he's actually chasing away the Vikings to try and give this one time to do the damage. Does he have time? No, I don't believe he has the time. Nope. With the repair, battle cruiser down. The fleet has been brought down, and oGsKkoMa is defending against the battle cruiser. But what he does not know is that Thor is ready. And there we go. Over. Just over. GG out of nowhere. If we look at the units tab, right now oGsKkoMa has 3 Marines and 9 tanks and 7 Vikings against 5 Thors, 21 tanks. Not gonna happen. So if you thought that was out of nowhere, no, it wasn't. Basically, oGsKkoMa did not have an answer to this. So Worker dominating play, especially because at the end of the game, he did something that you rarely see, and that is transition into the weird units. Thor's not so much, but battlecruisers not the most viable units, if you will. They cost a hell of a lot of money. I mean a hell of a lot. Let's see, 400 resources, 300 gas. I believe they're on the same price tag as a Thor. Are they? Nope, they're actually 100 gas and 100 minerals more expensive. They take 90 seconds to build, and a Thor takes 60. So yeah, there's a big difference. And battlecruisers, as I said, they're good against marines. They can shoot down stuff, against tanks, against missile turrets. A Yamato cannon will take down a missile turret, but they can be brought down so easily by Vikings. But the fact of the matter is, battlecruisers did force a lot of Vikings onto the map, and then the Thors came out. Thors can soak up a lot of tank damage and can destroy Vikings. So great play by Worker, winning the game. Thank you guys for watching this long game, because it's been long and I can't believe I've been casting for so long. It's 2 AM. If you want to see Majin in Dead Space, don't wait up for it. It's gonna be up tomorrow. And yeah, see you next time.